Now, still on that topic, we have Sulaiman Mande, who is the Program Officer, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, joining us live from Abuja. Many thanks for being with us on the news at this time.
Thank you for having me.
So, what's your view regarding the 35,000 Naira wage award to civil servants? Will you say it's a well-conceived idea?
Well, thank you very much for having me on the program. First of all, let me give a clear context about what I'm about to say. We believe that the primary responsibility of the government is the security of lives and properties of the citizens. We also believe that it is only when the citizens are fully secured in terms of food security, in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, that they will be able to produce goods and services that will have a meaningful impact on the economy in the country. We believe that it is the people that drives the economy and it is the people that drives change. We therefore believe that the government at all levels should give the citizens, the welfare of the citizens a priority. Now, going back to your question, is the 35,000 Naira wage award a well-conceived idea? Well, looking at the current economic reality in Nigeria and the effect that the fuel subsidy removal has caused on the lives of the not only civil servants but the citizens in general, I think they say there's a proverb that says half a loaf is better than no bread at all. I think it can do a little to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians. It is better than nothing at all. It is better than nothing, I believe. But what I have to say is that this is not a sufficient gesture for effective policy management by the government. And I would also like to add that this is not a long-term strategy for tackling the serious economic hardship and challenges that the civil servants of this country are experiencing, and more generally, the Nigerian citizens are experiencing. So there needs to be a more strategic approach to this program, so that we address the question of sustainability. Because in the event that this program ends, what then is going to be the sustainability plan? Because it doesn't speak well.
Okay, all right, and also noting that the organized labor too gave the federal government ultimatum regarding the move, and you've already said that the wage award might not be sustainable in the long term. But now let us consider the capacity of state government. Do you think they will be able to carry out this little move?
Well, I think they will be able to carry it out in as much as the federal government give them the needed support. What I mean by the needed support is that maybe there is an increase in resource allocation and maybe budgetary in funds allocation to cater for that actually. But there needs to be a very, very strategic way of doing that, because we know for a fact, like you mentioned, that the state governments don't have quite the capacity to do that. We need to be strategic in that. We need to support them. We need to give them the necessary funds that they need in order to help the civil servants in the states to cushion the effect of this fuel subsidy removal.
And from your perspective, what other options do you think states might put in place to ensure people don't suffer?
Well, I think I'll put this question in another way. What other options do state governments have in place for people not to continue to suffer? I say that because people are already suffering, right? So I think it boils down.
Okay, I apologize, Mr. Sulaiman. It seems we've lost your feet there. I think there's a problem with the network, but we thank you so much for being part of our news at this time. And that's Sulaiman Mande. He's a Programs Officer, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center. You're still on to the news.